covering the news where you live in high definition. This is NBC 12 News, first at 4.
We begin with breaking weather. First warning Doppler lit up this afternoon. Lots of activity.
Let's go straight to Ross Runner for a look at conditions now. And let me guess, it's humid out there.
Absolutely, Diane and Sabrina. Very hot and humid day. And of course, these showers and thunderstorms popping up as a cold front approaches the area. We are seeing some rain generally to the northwest of Richmond right now. And it's a bit on the heavy side in eastern Fluvanna, western Goochland County, along the 64 interchange there, along the border with Louisa County. And these showers actually tracking to the southeast, down through Goochland County, also up towards Lake Anna, up here in southern parts of Spotsylvania County. Now, some of this heavy rain moving right down 64 at about 25 miles an hour, so coming towards the Windham area by around 4:53 if it continues to move in that general direction and that rate of speed. We have some lighter rain showers extending up into eastern Spotsylvania County. There's some heavy rain approaching Fredericksburg, some lighter showers around Bowling Green, and then the rain picks up from Port Royal south and east as we get closer to Tappahannock, and some of that heavy rain pushing towards Warsaw. Watch out around Montross, and we have other thunder showers here that will be tracking east towards the northern neck. Now notice more thunderstorms around West Point down to near Saluda and just east of Williamsburg, so actually pushing just to the northeast of Interstate 64, and those tracking towards the Middle Peninsula and portions of the northern neck there around Saluda by 4:25 is the expected arrival time, and Irvington by 4:49. So we will continue to see the threat of some scattered showers and thunderstorms around until this cold front passes on by. These should tend to diminish, though, a little bit later on this evening. And then behind this front, some beautiful conditions. You want to stay tuned for the forecast for tomorrow coming up in a few minutes.
Oh, all right, thanks, Ross. Breaking now, Richmond police need your help finding suspects involved in a robbery on Riverside Drive.
Brittany McDonald is in the Breaking News Center with all the details. Brittany?
Well, police are looking for 3 men who robbed 3 people, and they just released these photos. Take a look. Surveillance shows the 3 men who are accused of robbing 3 others on Riverside Drive back on July 10th. Police say the victims and suspects knew each other. The victims actually met the 3 men earlier that morning. The thieves then arranged to meet up with them later on the 2100 block of Riverside Drive. When the 3 victims arrived, the men assaulted and robbed them of their personal belongings. They were last seen driving a white Jeep Cherokee. One victim was taken to the hospital but should be okay. If you know who these men are or have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 780-1000. On your side in the Breaking News Center, I'm Brittany McDonald. Back to you.
All right, Brittany, thank you. After nearly a decade in the making, the Stonebridge community is taking shape, and this is a space where Cloverleaf Mall and a movie theater used to stand. It is now nearly unrecognizable.
Chesterfield reporter Susan Bahorg live at the site tonight, checking on the progress. Susan, what is in the works?
Well, Sabrina and Diane, there have been a lot of changes over the last couple years. First with this Kroger and several stores, and then join me for the second phase of this project. We have got apartments. There are 400 apartments planned right now, but the county tells me if all goes well, more could be moving in. For years, this site was home to Cloverleaf Mall, but after those buildings were leveled, the site was readied for what the county called a mixed-use project where people could live, shop, and play in one location.
Much better than it was before, so it's a lot of changes.
The first phase of the project brought the Kroger and 25,000 square feet of business space with stores like a nail salon, mattress retailer, and restaurants.
It is a one-stop shop. You can get everything you need, Starbucks, sushi, food, clothing, furniture, you get it all.
The second phase is underway, constructing 400 upscale urban apartments. And even those who don't plan on living here can understand the attraction.
But I can definitely see this as being an area where folks who do love apartment living and want everything accessible would be drawn here.
And back now live, the county says the apartments will be ready in the spring of 2016. And if that goes well, up to 200 more could be added. Now, coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, we talk with shoppers, and there are a couple things on their wish list. I'll tell you what the county plans on doing with those requests. On your side, Chesterfield County tonight, Susan Bahorek, NBC 12.
All right, sounds great. Thank you. The White House flag was lowered to half-staff today in remembrance of 5 service members who lost their lives in last week's deadly shooting. U.S. flags at public buildings and grounds will fly at half-staff until sunset Saturday. President Obama spoke to veterans in Pittsburgh today about the tragedy.
We don't yet know all the details behind the attack in Chattanooga, but we do know that Al-Qaeda and ISIL have encouraged attacks on American soil, including against our service members.
Meantime, we're learning more about the shooter, Mohammed Abdulaziz, and his family. A lawyer says his uncle has been in custody in Jordan since a day after the attack. Abdulaziz also spent several months in Jordan last year. 4 Marines and 1 Navy sailor were killed July 16th after he attacked 2 military centers in Tennessee.
New information on a jet crash in rural Virginia that killed a pilot last August. Lieutenant Colonel Morris Fontenot Jr. was incapacitated and unable to eject. The crash happened in the George Washington National Forest. Fontenot was a member of the Massachusetts Air National Guard. The Air Force says there's not enough evidence to pinpoint why he was incapacitated. Fontenot was flying from Massachusetts to New Orleans so the aircraft could receive a radar upgrade.
Surprising new information regarding David Sweat, a convicted killer who escaped from a New York prison. According to a New York Times report, Sweat told authorities he escaped from his cell not once, not twice, but almost every night for several months. He told investigators during those escapes he learned his way through the maze of tunnels and pipes in the prison. That's how he eventually devised the escape route he and his fellow inmate Richard Matt used to break out of that maximum security prison last month. He told investigators he was the mastermind behind the escape. Sweat is now in solitary confinement.
Do your children use night lights in their bedrooms? If so, listen up. Target is recalling thousands of Serco night lights due to a fire hazard. The battery can overheat and cause the light to melt. Target has received 2 complaints, including one report of a fire that damaged a dresser, wall, and plug-in. No injuries have been reported. If you have this product in your home, unplug it immediately. You can return it to any Target store for a full refund.
Add another name to the list of Republican presidential candidates. Ohio Governor John Kasich officially announced he's running for president today. He is the 16th Republican to enter the race for the GOP nomination. Kasich plans to immediately head to New Hampshire for a town hall meeting tonight. A new study shows bystander CPR can make all the difference. Still ahead on First at 4, what you can do to help a patient in need before an ambulance arrives. Hey moms, do your kids play soccer? Still ahead, what players can do to prevent their chances of a concussion.